Hey guys, it's Alex here from the Daily Cinema, and today we are going to be doing episode 1 of the Real Man podcast, where we will discuss movies, movie trailers, movie reviews, basically anything in the realm of movies. So, let's get started. I'm joined with my co-hosts Peter and Christian today. We're going to be talking first the Top Gun Maverick trailer. What do you guys think?
I'm Christian, by the way, so you don't get it confused.
What did I say? Peter.
Top Gun Maverick trailer.
Did I point to him first? Did I say
No.
Christian? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay,
What
Top Gun Maverick trailer. What did you think?
There were airplanes.
Okay.
It looks good.
It looks good?
Yeah,
Wait, you haven't seen Top Gun 1986?
It's been a long time.
What do you think of that movie?
From what I remember, when I was like 9 and I watched it, it was good.
I saw the movie when you were 9?
It was a long time
I
ago.
saw the original Top Gun probably a year or two ago.
Really? Like the first time you watched it?
Very first time. I bought it on... I have a steelbook of it somewhere over
here. Is this
here.
your Cinnamon?
Yeah. we don't bring that up. But I watched first Top Gun probably two-ish years ago. Bought the steelbook, and it's probably tied for my favorite 80s movie with Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I love that.
Both classic movies. But in an age of remakes where they're changing all the characters up and making it a super complicated story, I feel like Top Gun Maverick is essentially the perfect sequel to a classic 80s movie where they're just taking what happened 34 years later. Okay, here's what's happening now. We're just going to have some fun with some jets and Tom Cruise. So that's what I got out of that. And when I first watched this trailer, I've watched it about, 7 times? I'm not asking you. I'm just telling you. But I absolutely love this trailer because you get the shots of Tom Cruise flying the plane, which I actually thought it was him flying the jets at first, but it's really just a double cockpit where the camera is strapped to the actual pilot's head, and he's just made to look like he's flying it. But fooled me. And I guess the most of the general public is going to be thinking that he's flying it, so yet another Tom Cruise amazing stunt, but I guess not on the level of Mission Impossible. But yeah, this trailer,
I see the trailer and I think of Mission Impossible. Any Tom Cruise anything, I see the trailer and I'm like, oh, they're making another Mission Impossible movie. And then and then I saw planes, it's like, oh, never mind, Top Gun.
Well, I think this trailer is a combination of the same 80s feel you got from the first movie, because even in some of the shots you can tell it's reminiscent of the original, and then also a kind of a new story with characters like Miles Teller, who I don't really know what his role is going to play in this movie, but I'm sure it'll be cool. You know, I trust the director of this movie. He directed the Tom Cruise 2013 movie Oblivion. Have you guys seen that?
Oh, I like that.
That was good.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite movies. A lot of people don't like that movie, surprisingly. Like, a lot of people hate that movie.
I don't even remember how that movie.
Yeah, I don't. I remember.
You know, it's like he's like one of the only people.
That's
He's one of the only people left on Earth, and he's like he's some sort of law enforcer. And then like Morgan Freeman shows up at the end. It's really weird. There's like a huge talking square, and it's like wants to destroy the world.
I remember.
A weird ending. Great movie though.
I remember that.
I remember kind of that.
So thumbs up on the trailer though. You like it?
I thought the
It looked like it
trailer
had
was
kind of like a serious tone with like the whole.
Have you seen the first Top Gun?
I think I've seen like half of it a while ago.
Half of it?
That's what I said.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I can't remember.
Now, does this trailer make you want to go back and watch the original?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go watch it again.
Well, then it did its job, I guess. So, but now we have to wait till May 2020 for this movie, and I don't think I'll do it. I can't.
You're not gonna wait.
I'm not gonna wait.
I'll
I'll be like, hey Paramount, show me the movie. But anyway,
that's how it works.
Anyway, next Comic-Con trailer.
They even still talking about the Top Gun one.
Yeah.
It's good. It's better than what they're doing with a lot of other movies, where it's like trying to get people who liked movies from the past to come back and watch something again and spit it out and be like, this is Maverick's daughter who's now flying.
Well, yeah, like I hear people talking about the Lashana Lynch like 007 thing.
Yeah.
And they're talking about how, this is going to bring in like the new audience for people who, when you say James Bond, they're like, I'm not a fan, but I guess I'll check this one out because
it's different.
A woman's James Bond now. Or
it's
007.
It's just...
This is not that, because in doing that, you're not really satisfying the people who were already going to see your movie. Like,
Yeah.
if you say, I'm not a fan, but I'll see this movie, those aren't the people who are going to go see your movie. It's the people that I've watched James Bond since I was 5 years old, and James Bond is my ideal self in the future. Well, hopefully not, but that's what it's.
It's the same thing as like the whole Endgame thing about when people started complaining like, oh, this isn't for like the average movie watcher who hasn't seen every movie and just walks into the movie because they heard it's like some big new thing.
You're rewarded for being a fan.
Yeah, it closes and ties up all these loose ends and things that happened for the past 10 years. It's like buying a book, skipping to chapter 23, reading it, and then being mad because that didn't explain chapters 1 till 22 good enough.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So that's why I think that's a big get.
It Chapter 2 trailer thoughts. Peter, what'd you think?
Just gave me more hype. The first one was super good. I'm glad they're making a second. I knew they were making a second.
Yeah.
They got to, kind of.
Okay, as much as I've loved watching like all the It like trailers and whatnot, like the first It and the second It, I haven't seen either of them. I didn't.
Well, yeah, you haven't seen the second one.
The original?
I haven't seen the original.
One of the scariest movies of my childhood.
I haven't seen the original. I haven't seen the first one, and I'm gonna watch the first. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the first one because the actors that they brought for Chapter 2 I love, and I'm gonna have to.
And the actors from Chapter 1 are equally as great.
They're
just not as big of names as
they're not as big names. I heard they did really good with it with the kids that they casted for it, but
he hasn't seen the movie.
I haven't seen the movie. I don't own it, and I
don't have the luxury of you can borrow it sometime.
Cinnamon.
Yeah, you can borrow it.
It has a good balance of like scary and funny.
Yeah, it's like an '80s throwback movie combined with a comedy, combined with a horror movie, but not as much comedy. I misspoke. There's comedy thrown in there that gives you breaks from all the tension. Yeah. And that's what I got from this second trailer, except not really comedic. It seemed really dark, but I like that because it's Chapter 2 and it's supposed to be the second coming of Pennywise and
grown up.
Yeah, so all these grown-ups have PTSD basically from
kind of like Grown Ups 2.
Nice one. Grown Ups 2, 100 times worse than the first one. But besides the point, this trailer.
Did they talk about Grown Ups 3 at all at Comic-Con?
No. And the world is better for it. So this trailer, fantastic shots. You know, always great to see James McAvoy in another movie, especially in something as good as it. But you know, Jessica Chastain killing it as Beverly. Really gory though. Lots of blood in the trailer. Did you notice that? Like when the girls in the room and there's just like blood everywhere.
It's a lot more.
Yeah, that was what the first one was like. Remember,
like when they're cleaning the bathroom, I was like horrified.
The whole bathroom
covered in blood.
Yeah, I don't know. This just for some reason I read somewhere in some comment section, or no, there was a YouTube video. It was like, is It Chapter 2 going to be rated R or PG-13? And I was just like,
the trailer.
Did you watch the trailer?
Like, yeah.
The first one was rated R.
Was it Red Band? Was the trailer Red Band?
This one, no, because it's probably just a Comic-Con trailer, so they want as many people to watch it as possible. But
it's definitely Red Band. If they put that out there, it'd be Red Band.
I don't know, because it said this was the final trailer, and the movie comes out in about 2 months, less than 2 months, yeah.
Oh, so I gotta watch that movie.
That's good.
Yeah, but I can't wait for this movie. Who do you think was the dude at the end of the trailer with blood? He was in the first trailer. Yeah.
Well, I've never seen.
Well, it doesn't matter.
How would he know?
It doesn't matter.
I think it's Pennywise. I think it is.
I think it looks. It looks like Bill Skarsgård, the actor who plays Pennywise, but just without any extensive.
That's what I think.
Maybe that's showing like the origins of Pennywise.
Yeah, that's what I.
The origins of Pennywise. He's from like space. He's like from a different dimension. You didn't know that?
That's what it's showing. Maybe they change it for the movie.
Well, I hope not. Anyway.
Well, we have to wait 2 months and then we'll find out.
Yeah.
You never know.
September 6th is the release date? I think so.
I don't know. You're Cinnamon.
Clown.
I am not. For all of you watching this, I am not Cinnamon. I was Cinnamon in 2017 when I was making a Cars 3 review. Okay.
Can we do like a Cinnamon counter in the bottom? How many times we say Cinnamon in the movie?
No.
Or in the video.
Cinnamon is in the grave. You will never hear me say Cinnamon again unless I'm declining his Cinnamon offering. Okay.
I'm just used to it.
Yeah, I'm just used to shutting Cinnamon down.
I don't even call you Alex anymore. I just call you Cinnamon.
That's my
That's what everyone calls me.
Yeah, your contact info is Cinnamon.
Anyone who calls me Cinnamon from now on is off the show, or won't be a guest on the show.
I can't call you Daily Cinnamon.
Yeah.
Call me by my name.
Call you Daily Cinnamon.
This is off topic.
That's where these things go.
Well, I decline. Quentin Tarantino may be directing Star Trek.
Never seen a Star Trek movie.
Doesn't matter.
I don't really like Star Trek.
Neither do I.
I've seen trailers and they don't get my attention.
Star Trek, the reboot with Chris Pine, fantastic movie with J.J. Abrams directing, and he directed the Into Darkness, the sequel. Not my favorite movie. Funny fact: I haven't seen a single original Star Trek movie. Not at all. But these remake ones I like pretty much. The first two are pretty good. Third one, Star Trek Beyond. People say it's the best, but I do not agree.
Here's the thing: I don't know anything about the Star Trek movies whatsoever. And when I saw like the new trailers coming out, I didn't even know it was like a reboot type deal. I thought it was like a continuation of the old ones.
I mean, it technically is, because it's technically not, but there's characters that like Spock. He's in the first movie, but it's like murky.
Is it a different Spock? Is it the same?
It's supposed to be old Spock. But
okay, so it's like Star Wars.
Not really, but because they used it, I don't know if it's the same timeline, but there's old Spock, but the cast is completely redone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Ray was new,
because Captain Kirk was older in the old ones, but they recast.
Luke still had relevancy. Darth Vader still had relevancy.
Yeah, but it's the same timeline. This is like the X-Men timeline where it's all messed up.
Oh,
it's weird.
My favorite timeline.
Anyway, what do you think about Quentin Tarantino doing an X-Men movie? I mean,
I would love
doing a
that.
doing a Star Trek movie. Sorry.
Oh my god.
He said it. He said it was in some interview. He said it would be like Pulp Fiction in space.
Yeah.
Have you seen Pulp Fiction?
And what you were saying.
You haven't.
I have not.
You haven't.
You haven't seen Pulp Fiction.
Sorry, I'm not the Daily Cinema.
What? How disappointing.
He's not everything.
I've heard good things about it, and I've meant to get around to it.
He's not even everything movies.
Not everything.
You're not even everything movies. You said I'm gonna make a movie account. Everything movies. Go follow it on Instagram if you want to read the 2 reviews he has up.
Yeah, it's 2 TV shows. It's
Everything Movies with a Z.
Yeah, it's Afterlife with the
Those
one
aren't even movies.
British guy.
Yeah, it shows.
TV show.
Afterlife and Big Mouth.
And Big Mouth season 2, season 3. We're waiting on it. That might be my 3rd post.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Okay. Pulp Fiction in space sounds like the best thing I've ever heard.
Yeah,
being honest.
That'd be
and Quentin Tarantino, he's next or a couple days from now. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood comes out, most anticipated movie of the year.
I think that looks really good.
That is going to be his 9th movie, and several times he said he's going to do only 10 movies.
But you said this is like his loophole.
Yeah, he said this may be a loophole into getting him to do more than 10 movies. I don't know. Take that with a grain of salt.
Doing a Star Trek movie?
Because he has a set. He writes his movies, and those are his movies. In this.
That's usually how writing movies works.
No, like that. He has a specific style. He has a specific style that if you've seen all of his movies, you'd understand. But some movies he writes and doesn't direct, and vice versa. But maybe not vice versa. But this, I think, if he wrote the script and directed, that would count as his 10th movie. But if he maybe wrote it or didn't direct, or directed and didn't wrote it, it would be like not part of his thing, because it wouldn't be like Quentin Tarantino's 10th film, because all his movies are by him. Everything is all his choice.
I like that's how they advertise everything though. Like if he comes out with
because
this is his 9th one. He's made 9
because he's
now.
the last movie he made was in 2015.
Yeah.
The Hateful Eight, one of my
very
very underrated movie.
I thought that was really
now it's his 8th movie.
Yeah.
Is there a number 9
what about it?
The Hateful Eight is his 8th movie.
Yeah, and then Netflix was like, let's make The Ridiculous Six and make one of the worst movies ever made.
Well, it had Adam Sandler.
It's like a comedy, but it's absolutely garbage.
A spoof. It's an Adam Sandler movie, if that helps you at all.
So it's excellent.
And then
it's like Jack and Jill. It's a spoof.
Then there's the Magnificent Seven, which is an actual movie. The
Based
reboot.
Off the Hateful Eight?
No.
It's an old movie. Not old, but old movie that was made then and then remade with like Chris Pratt in 2016. That's also a very underrated movie. But I feel like if Quentin Tarantino did a Star Trek movie, he'd be able to bring something to sci-fi and to Star Trek that hasn't been in there before. And when he says Pulp Fiction in space, Pulp Fiction is told out of order. Well, because you haven't seen it, I'm telling you.
Spoilers.
Told out of order, and it's one of the most fascinating movies ever watched because you have to piece the whole movie together.
Oh my god, it's like that one movie from when we were younger, and I can't remember the name. It's like Pants or something like that, and they don't.
Okay, moving on.
I've never seen Pants.
Moving on.
It's told out of order. It's like completely out of order. You don't know what's going on.
Animated?
No, it's an actual live like people, and it's so confusing. And I watched it when I was like 8 years old, and to this day, no idea what happened.
Okay, moving on. The Lion King breaks the Disney remake record. So
of what? Sales?
Most
money?
Opening weekend.
Was that surprising though? It's
No.
like the biggest. It's like the fan favorite animated movie.
This isn't really Comic-Con recap, but I saw the movie this weekend, and I just wanted to get your guys' take on that. But
I did not see it.
But it because there's Cinderella. There's Beauty and the Beast, Jungle Book.
Cinderella was in the movie.
No.
Yeah,
Jungle Book, Aladdin, and then this. And
I like Jungle Book.
Haven't seen it.
I thought it was good.
I have not seen a single Disney remake besides The Lion King.
I have not seen a single Disney
didn't want to. I heard it was bad.
Yeah, well, it had Will Smith. It was basically...
Doesn't matter.
He ruined it? That was
memes?
like... Yeah,
Beauty and the Beast had Emma Watson. Still didn't see it. She's one of my favorite actresses.
I feel like that movie didn't have the genie, or it just had Will Smith.
Imagine
like
if
any
got
movie,
Robin Smith or Robin Williams would still do it.
Well,
then I would have seen it.
Well,
Well, if he could do this movie, I guarantee you he would have knocked it out of the park a second time. But that would have also kind of been weird because it's a reboot, and then different.
I would have liked that.
Everybody would have liked that.
Floating, like I could see him doing it.
Yeah.
He put a funny spin on it. He would have done it good. But like that's when you have Will Smith, whatever character he's playing, he's not playing that character. He's playing Will Smith.
Yeah.
Like
but everybody loves that. So
like Suicide Squad, Deadshot, he wasn't.
We don't talk about that movie.
He was Will Smith.
I
talk about that movie.
That is a blacklisted movie.
Yeah. The one movie I do not own is Suicide Squad.
I have
the one movie.
The one movie I do not own.
I have 7.
Every other movie.
I have 7 copies in every language you can think of. No.
I know you. I've seen the.
I do have the collector's edition though.
Why?
It has like.
That's a waste of like $30.
No, it was like 20. It was like 15. It was Suicide Squad. It was on sale the day it released.
Of course, it was on sale.
It was like $15.
Anyway, so this Lion King doesn't surprise you, but
no, not
did you
at
see
all.
the movie this weekend?
No, I was bedridden. I couldn't move.
Oh yeah, this kid got his
I got my
wisdom teeth out.
So if I look like a Simpson
He's
on the
yellow.
side of my face, that's
He's
why.
bruised and yellow. But anyway, I saw the movie. I think critics kind of got it wrong with this movie. I think, well, if you've watched my Are the Critics Right About the Lion King video?
Watch it.
Watch it. Little
If
plug.
you haven't, when you're done watching this, go watch that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 4 days ago from when this is posted. 5 days ago.
We don't know. Anyway,
do the math.
This movie.
I can't do the math. That's part of the syndrome. So.
This movie.
Yeah,
very.
And speech impediment.
I don't think the critics got this movie right because I feel like they went in automatically comparing it to the original, which is understandable.
That's how every remake is.
Okay, but you have to think this movie is 25 years after, and they're trying to capture a new audience with all this technology.
I wasn't arguing your point. I wasn't backing up the critics. I was saying how like no matter how you remake a movie, the critics are just gonna eat it alive. Because if you change anything, they're gonna say you changed the classic, you ruined it. If you don't change anything, it's you wasted your time. I've seen this movie before. Well,
there's some remakes that the movie is bad to begin with, and then they remake it, and then it's better. Like Suicide Squad, I guess it's the James Gunn upcoming movie is a remake. I guarantee you it's going to be 10,000 times better.
I
No.
actually disagree.
What?
I don't like the actors that they have chosen.
Christian is canceled.
The actors?
Yeah, the actors they have picked. Exactly. That you wouldn't know if you saw
Christian's canceled. Okay.
Is Idris Elba doing it?
Don't know.
Yeah, I know he was rumored to do Deadshot.
No, they're not gonna have Deadshot if Will Smith dropped out.
No, they're remaking the entire thing.
Yeah,
they're literally
totally
the first one never happened. It's gone.
Good.
No.
Can they make it so that I've never seen that movie?
I don't think they can do that.
Get Deadshot in here, except Deadshot, Men in Black Deadshot with the little mind eraser. Erase that movie from my head.
Audience before they see the.
So you want Will Smith? I
want Will Smith to
one of those at home.
I want Will Smith to erase my memories.
He finished it. That movie's like, all right,
bye.
Okay, but with the Lion King though, I feel like it made like 185 million opening weekend. Absolutely bonkers. It's gonna break $1 million in probably the next week or two.
$1 million?
$1 billion.
$1 billion.
$1 billion.
$1 billion.
Okay. $1 billion.
How much did Endgame make?
Opening weekend?
No.
Too much.
Total.
Way too much.
$2,900,000,000.
I wish
Just-
I had that just off the top of my head.
You're spoiling the next topic.
All right. Well, that's a perfect segue.
Well, I didn't. The Lion King made an ample amount of money for how good it was, and I'm glad it made that money. I'm glad that it made that money for Disney.
A lot of money
John Favreau, you did a great job. I'll say it.
So when you watch this video, John Favreau.
Yes, John Favreau.
If you watch
video,
this, first of all,
I'll work for you any day.
You can come and you can star on this.
I'll pay you
if the time.
I'll pay you.
What?
You would have to pay us. But
you just ruined it.
We'll cut that out.
Okay.
And we're not.
Endgame becomes the highest grossing movie of all time, and James
Avatar.
Yes, James Cameron congratulated Marvel on this feat, and I think that is a great thing that he did. And I think
James Cameron, director of
Avatar.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And the next 4 Avatar movies
that have been announced since the first Avatar. Yeah. It was like, okay, we're making Avatar 2, and then it's
actually
like
happening now.
Give us like 15 years.
They have titles for all of them.
Aren't they trying to do 3D without 3D glasses?
Yep.
Isn't that what they're trying to do? Yep. How?
James Cameron.
I don't want
Why? That. I don't want that either.
Anyway.
Holograms.
I think Endgame...
How are you going to throw that in every theater, though?
I think Endgame deserves to be the highest grossing movie of all time, easily.
I think it does.
As a culmination of the Infinity Saga and all the movies to come before it, I think.
And for the movies to come after.
I was kind of doubtful after like a few weeks after the thing.
They kind of cheated because they.
I mean, yeah, but
they did cheat.
Avatar wasn't in theaters for a long time or something.
Well,
Avatar's went overseas.
Forever. And the reason it made this much money came out in December 2009. Remember seeing it? 3D, one of the biggest 3D movies.
It was one of the
first.
It wasn't the first.
It was one of the first, but it was the biggest.
Mainstream.
Mainstream 3D was becoming a thing, and came out in December, so it didn't really have any competition. As if it were to come out in the summer, it wouldn't have made it as much money. But I think the word of mouth really carried that movie. But I feel like this movie is the deserved #1 spot because of all it's done.
Everything that came before it.
3-hour epic movie deserves it. Every ounce of it.
That was the fastest 3 hours I've ever sat through in my life. It was actually the fastest 6 hours. I saw that twice.
So me too. Didn't get to see
I didn't get to see the
re-release.
I was in Europe when that happened.
So was I.
I was also, and
you were also home.
I was at home doing home things like work.
And yet you're on the Real Men podcast.
And I made it.
Okay.
Out of my bed.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, you get it.
My bad.
Good job. The big topic. MCU Phase 4 announced. What did you think overall about all of the announcements they made?
Okay, not to be negative, but like...
Oh, you're about to be...
Okay, that's what I think.
You said, okay?
Yeah.
It's nothing...
It sounds cool.
It's nothing that's like... You saw it and you just...
I wasn't like, oh yes, I've been waiting for a movie of the Eternals for all my life.
But that's what you would have been saying before Iron Man came out. Like, nobody was like, I can't wait for this Iron Man.
No, when that came out, I was like, oh my god, dude can fly with the suit on.
Or Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm 7 years old.
Like, yeah. Like, that's why I'm like, hesitant. I'm not gonna say,
Guardians,
this is gonna suck.
Guardians, I was excited for because I love Chris Pratt.
Like I'm looking forward to it.
And Dave Bautista and Vin Diesel.
When you look at the slate, though, there's no Captain America movie. There's no huge movie. I think what they're doing. Yeah, but it's not like Avengers. There's not an Avengers of Phase 4.
They need to do Iron Man 4.
Okay.
With Morgan or whatever her name is.
No.
Pepper Potts, Iron Man.
I would not like that at all.
Okay, but I think they're doing this as a way to change it up because every single phase you've had these gigantic movies, and when you look at the Phase 4 slate, you're getting Disney Plus shows while also getting 5 shows, 5 movies across the next 2 years. And I feel like it's smaller scale movies, maybe more character based, and also expanding the MCU in different ways to where, like Kevin Feige he was asked in an interview, are you planning the next Avengers? Do you know who the next Avengers are going to be? And he said, yes, that's what we're doing in Phase 4. They're building another. It's essentially starting at Phase 1 with introducing all these characters and then leading up to a new
saga. They had Phase 1 through 3. It was the Infinity Saga.
Yeah.
Okay, and now they have Phase 4, which is basically kicking off the next saga. We don't know what it's called yet. But I think it's going to have something to do because when I saw the Shang-Chi, is that his name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Theory time.
No idea about Shang-Chi. But it's called Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? There were the 6 Infinity Stones. There's 10 rings. I have no idea what they are, but that's what it's slated as, or what the filler title is right now. Is Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings. I don't know if they're going to use him to bring in the new Infinity.
Big bad guy.
Not the big bad guy.
Galactus or whatever. What was his name?
Galactus. That's.
Well, they also talked about how.
Isn't he a big Silver Surfer?
He's a Fantastic Four.
Which also Kevin Feige. At the end of the panel, he was talking about how they didn't officially announce Fantastic Four and the X-Men, but he said they're definitely coming down the line, either at the end of Phase 4 or in Phase 5. But before we get on to the Phase 5 news...
let's go through the list and talk from top to bottom.
Of, Black Widow, okay? This movie is taking place after Civil War. Don't really. It's
after Civil War.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was surprised.
I thought this was back when she was in the academy.
Before,
I thought this was.
I think this is gonna tap into the Budapest stuff.
Do you think she referenced?
But they talked about that before.
Did she reference?
This is gonna show it.
The Avengers.
Did she reference anything? Is there any reference to something hey, I was doing something in Russia,
Budapest? I just remember they were talking about that and they were teasing it. Anyway, that's after Civil War. I think they should have done this movie years ago because
after Civil War.
now she's dead. Sorry, haven't seen the movie. Sucks. But
you definitely saw the movie.
But why? I guess she died, so now we have to go back. But I feel like if it would have meant more if it was a part of the main line MCU.
If you already knew if she already had this her solo movie. And you had more of a connection with her, then that would have made her death scene hit.
A lot of people
not to be a dick, but
it didn't hit hard. Yeah, it didn't hit that hard. I liked her as a character. We've seen her since the first Avengers movie.
It wasn't a huge loss, though.
But it wasn't that big
for
loss.
the Avengers, it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Morality wise.
Yeah.
But the director behind this movie and the cast, even with David Harbour playing Alexei, Stranger Things reference. Best character. best character. You
watched it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Best character.
I hope everybody watched it.
Best character of season 3. Just putting that.
Alexei or
Alexei.
Oh,
not David Harbour.
That's
best character of season 3. Don't argue because
his character David Harbour. It was officially announced. I forget what his name is.
His name.
Hopper.
He's
David Harbour.
His name's Alexei.
Yeah, no.
He's
the Russian Captain America.
Yeah.
That's
the
what
bad guy.
Look it up. Look up on the.
I'm fine. Anyway, the talent.
That's what he is.
Art I see for it looks dope.
I looked it up. Yeah,
the talent behind this movie is fantastic, and I absolutely love Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. So it'll be great to see her in that role again.
David Harbour. Period.
Well, Black Widow movie.
Well, yeah, but really for me, it's a David Harbour movie. Because when they announced that they were making a Black Widow prequel, but I guess it's not really a prequel. It's just I don't know what it is.
I mean, it's a prequel now.
It's a prequel now, but I don't know. It didn't take place before everything we already know. But when they announced it, I was like, I'm gonna see it because I've seen
everyone's gonna see that.
I'm gonna see it, but I was like, I'm not really.
I'm glad it's there.
It could happen whenever, but then they said, then they announced that
day.
David Harbour's in it, and then I was like, okay, now I really want to see it.
Yeah, but okay, Disney Plus shows, Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision.
WandaVision.
Awful.
Loki and
Hawkeye. And What If.
What If is, when I first heard that, animated. First heard that, I was like, what the hell is this? Then I looked it up, and that's probably the show I'm looking forward to most.
Really?
Yes.
Over Loki?
Yeah.
I don't care about Loki.
Oh,
yeah,
I love Loki. I love Loki.
Why are they making shows for all these dead people?
They're not dead, though. That's the thing. They're not dead anymore.
What? Okay.
Loki ran away. Back
to the one I want to talk about most.
Oh.
Back to the one.
Yeah, exactly.
Back to the one I want to talk about most, okay? WandaVision. First, bad title. Second of all, it takes place after Endgame.
Yeah.
So
Vision. I don't understand.
So Vision. How is that going to work?
I don't know. The stones are gone. They're back where they're supposed to be.
I saw a theory that said when Infinity War, when Shuri was doing the thing with trying to get the Mind Stone out of him.
God, you remember her name?
Yeah.
Who doesn't? You?
Who doesn't?
Me. I couldn't have pulled that.
But it said that she already maybe made progress pulling his mind out or something, and they could just use that.
That's a stretch.
That is a stretch.
How else are they gonna freaking do it?
Not do it?
Or they
do they still have the Infinity Stones?
Because when Steve Rogers took the Infinity Stones back, he could have gone.
Oh yeah, and then Captain America took them.
Yeah, but when he took him back, he could have gone to the scene where Thanos popped it like a zit, and then
that's
when Thanos ran away, Cap just kind of sneaked. He's like, and just plopped it right back in the middle of his forehead, and it just brought him back to life. Who knows?
Well,
I don't know.
We shall find out.
But are we gonna watch it though? That's the question.
I'm absolutely buying Disney Plus.
I'm getting Disney Plus, but
you're gonna watch.
I'm gonna painfully sit through WandaVision.
Why Wanda and Vision? Done. Better title.
Yeah.
Or Scarlet Witch and Vision.
Wanda and Vision.
Or Vision and Scarlet Witch.
But Wanda.
You don't.
Their first names.
Wanda.
Even though Vision
is.
I don't care.
Not a name.
Okay. The Eternals is next. What do you? I don't know.
Wait a minute. Before we move off into the Disney Plus, I saw that they said that this is going to directly tie into movies.
Yeah.
So
that's the point.
They're directly tying these into
exactly
the movies.
The point.
I thought,
do you mean?
They're going to matter. You're going to have to watch it.
Yeah.
I didn't know. At the beginning, I thought it was going to be here's some little side things. Wanda and Vision go do.
No.
That
would be pointless.
Really
that would be a waste.
In Europe. I don't know.
That would be a waste.
Well, I know it would be a waste. That's why I was like, why are you doing this? But no, it makes sense.
I know nothing about the Eternals.
I know that...
I know Angelina Jolie's in it.
I know that...
And Kumail Nanjiani.
That's... Stuber,
He was the little green guy in Men in Black.
That doesn't help. You can't see his face.
Which one?
The new one.
Oh, yeah, because I saw that.
Yeah.
Well, I did, and I wanted to gouge my eyes out.
Have you seen the trailers for Stuber?
I saw it once.
It's the Indian guy. He's the driver.
Okay. Wow.
He's a superhero now.
Anyway, what was...
You brought up the Eternals.
What were you just talking about?
Jolie, right? Is that what she's in? Yeah, she's in it.
Kumail
Nanjiani. I'm excited for him. I love him. I think he's hilarious.
I've heard it takes place far in the past, thousands of years ago.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I'd be fine with that. They're
Eternals.
They're forever.
And the director talked about why she was interested in doing this movie, and she talked about how she wanted to explore through the Eternals what it means to be human and experience that, but as a superhero, and get in more to the characters. So I'm really excited for that movie. Thor: Love and Thunder.
I'm excited.
Don't know about the name.
I actually do like the name. I feel like I know it looks like Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah. Well, that's going to change. Trust me.
I don't know. I'd be fine if it stayed like that. I feel like that fits Thor's build now. Thor,
Is he going to be fat still?
I hope not. Okay, the first Thor, was it just Thor?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Thor: The Dark World. Those
garbage.
Two, it was garbage. But the way Thor was then, those titles fit him, right?
I guess.
You know what I'm saying? How he's kind of like
How-
dark, more
the
like
wording?
serious. The wording,
Yeah.
the phrasing that fit him.
And
more.
then Thor Ragnarok was bright yellow.
Yeah, it was bright. It was blue, yellow, like, and he was funny. He had like a personality. And then Thor: Love and Thunder, I see that.
I don't really know how they're gonna do female Thor with Natalie Portman and Jane Foster. He thinks
I know.
he thinks it's gonna be the multiverse thing that she's gonna go to another dimension or realm.
She's so small though. Like I think of Thor, and it's like
if it's in a different dimension, then she could be different.
I don't know. It's weird because she's not big as Hulk.
I know it's like
she's like this tall, and she's built like me. Like I'm not Thor.
I know it's like an established thing that like there's gonna in the comics that like there's been a girl Thor.
Oh yeah, it's happened before.
Yeah,
So,
I don't care about that.
But like I'm curious if it's like because they say that like Natalie Portman is gonna be the Thor in this movie.
Yeah.
Does that mean that
who's Thor now?
Thor isn't Thor, or does that mean she's the only Thor?
Well, Chris Hemsworth came out on stage, so he's in the movie, obviously.
I think Hemsworth.
But I'm most excited for that because Taika Waititi's directing it again.
Yeah, he's coming back from Thor Ragnarok. Did a fantastic job with that.
I think Hemsworth is just gonna pitch Mjolnir to her, and then take off with Stormbreaker and go with the Guardians.
But Mjolnir's gone. It's not there anymore.
Mjolnir?
Yeah, he had to put it back. Cap put it back.
Oh yeah. I don't know. That's probably one of the ones I'm more excited for because it's one of the guaranteed ones that's going to be good based on the talent that's coming back and the cast and crew and everything. But they announced for Phase 5 Mahershala Ali playing Blade. And that is probably my favorite announcement out of all of them because they're getting
that is actually probably my least favorite out of all of them.
Well, Mahershala Ali, Academy Award-winning actor, playing Blade, following the Wesley Snipes trilogy, which I have not seen but heard it's the first one's pretty good. That was before the real like comic book boom, but I know those movies are good, and I can trust Marvel to bring these fantastic actors in and do good.
Question now: how are they going to do David Harbour being the Russian Captain America? How are they going to do that if they have Hellboy 2 announced?
Nobody cares about Hellboy is not getting a sequel.
Yeah, it shouldn't get it. It shouldn't have got.
Wait, was the latest one a reboot?
Yeah, it was a reboot.
Why?
The first one that they made was garbage, and they're like, "All right, let's reboot it." And
no, it was not. The first I haven't even I think I watched that like 10 years ago, and I remember liking it, but I haven't seen the second one. And then Guillermo del Toro was supposed to do the third one, and didn't get the budget he wanted to, so they canned it. So then they were like, "Oh, new Hellboy, garbage."
I never saw it.
But Blade's an awesome character, and I'm sure they'll get an awesome director. And I always trust Kevin Feige to handle all this well. And Phase 5, I'm actually probably more excited for Phase 5 than I am Phase 4 because they got Black Panther 2. You have Captain Marvel 2.
Oh, we don't even have.
Guardians is announced for.
No, we don't even have Doc Strange. We don't even have.
Oh yeah, real quick, Doctor Strange.
4, right?
Yeah, it's Phase 4.
Multiverse of Madness. Don't like that title, but Scott Derrickson, director of Doctor Strange, the first one, is coming back along with Benedict Cumberbatch and Scarlet Witch. Elizabeth Olsen is going to be in this movie.
That's a big part.
That's why I was talking about the whole WandaVision and Loki and all that tying into it, because like you're gonna have to watch that before Doc Strange, so you know what she's been doing and why she's been doing it, and then maybe that'll tell us why she's going with Doc.
Possibly.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Both like sorcerers or whatever.
Yeah, she does weird red magic, and he does real magic.
Yeah.
While we're talking about Marvel, I think that I want to talk about the after credit scene of Spider-Man. Both of them. Because they both seem pretty freaking important.
First one with
the first one with the scrolls.
No, that was the second one.
Oh.
The first one with the name reveal and J. Jonah Jameson with
that was awesome.
J.K. Simmons back that's just fantastic.
That was cool.
And then the second one with the scrolls, it was actually supposed to be. Oh, there's rumors of a Nick Fury Skrull movie, which
I would not
don't do that.
Please don't. If you're watching this,
Kevin Feige,
if you watch our video, don't do it, please.
We're gonna sway his decision.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, Cancel it.
They're like halfway through. They've already done all these special effects. They spent millions of dollars. And they're like, these 3 kids sitting in a room told us not to do it. We're not going to do it.
I mean, it's their audience. It's their target audience, so.
Us 3?
Us.
Yeah,
Well,
us
our
3.
people our age,
Yeah.
and you know, basically
Cover
everyone,
yourself.
but you know.
Yeah, we're everyone.
Well, yeah. I feel like my opinion generally is with the public. I don't sway too far from what people generally believe. But anyway, what do you think of Captain Marvel 2, Phase
I
5?
didn't like the first
Okay, I like the first one.
one. I didn't like
It was a fine movie.
What I don't understand is how, when the movie came out, people said it was fine. And then, like a month or two later, people are like, this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And I don't know if that's because of the outside, like, Brie Larson personality that people don't like, which, I mean, it's whatever. I don't know if I'm like that about it, but it doesn't really matter to me. But I don't know where they could go with the Captain Marvel 2. Maybe they could explore what she's doing off-world.
Why was she off-world?
I mean, it's just going to be another alien adventure.
So they could only have Spider-Man.
Well, that happened because the Skrulls were like, we're not even Nick Fury.
Yeah, maybe she was doing something with Nick Fury in the Skrulls for the after credit scene.
On,
That's probably what happened.
Sword.
That just didn't hit me that hard.
Did you see anything about that? About Sword?
What Sword?
Where Nick Fury was? You didn't look into that end credit scene at all?
I didn't care.
Sword, it's like S.H.I.E.L.D., but for the universe instead of...
Oh, Sword and Shield, that's crazy.
That is not a Pokemon thing.
No, that's not
I thought you were going to
That's what
yeah. It was S.H.I.E.L.D., and then later on in the comics, I don't know if it was later or before, but Sword is in the universe.
Well, I'm sure they're thinking about that.
I'm sure that's what Nick Fury's up to on his vacation. And when they had like the beach scene, I thought it looked really green screen, and I was like, this is kind of gross. I was like, this looks so bad. And then he turned it off, and I was like, okay, that works.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they would use the scroll in a better way, though.
Yeah,
they're just kind of like a gag, cheap, like.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like in Mission Impossible movies. In Mission Impossible movies, when they pull off the mask, and it's like, oh, really? He was not real? Like.
It kind of feels cheap because it's like, how is I supposed to know that? Like,
if
especially
there's
it's
no chance at finding that out during the movie.
I
saw it kind of like Mysterio. Mysterio felt kind of cheap. It's like invisible drones. I should have known.
Well, when you watch Spider-Man: Homecoming for a second time, you can notice where Nick Fury is kind of off. Like he's not the Nick Fury he's always
in
been.
Homecoming.
In Far From Home.
Oh, you said Homecoming.
I guess.
Far From Home.
I watched it a second time, and it. Like I looked so hard for that whole movie. I was like, all right, where's the little Easter egg? Where's the scroll? Show me the green skin. Yeah, and it just never happened.
In what?
When I rewatched Far From Home, because I went and saw it a second time with different people, and when I was watching it.
Yeah, I think this is a very unpopular opinion probably, but I feel like Far From Home, like 5 years from now, won't do well as it won't be liked as much as it is right now. I feel like
I'll still love it.
I feel like the villain came off as kind of.
I like the villain. I do agree how it was kind of like a.
It's like it's at the end of it. I know that's what Mysterio as a character is, and they did the best they possibly could. But I just feel like he's a smart guy who's.
I think Mysterio is really cool. Like the scene in the bar where
that's
it
awesome.
Just changes. That like shocked me.
I
was waiting for as soon as he was like. Giving the glasses away, I was like, because I've read some of them before, and I was like, I know Mysterio's like the trickery guy.
Yeah.
And as soon as he gave the glasses away, I was like, this is the turning point. Everything's gonna happen, and he's gonna. But then like the whole room just changed, and I was like, oh, that's what's happening. Okay, yeah. And it was like disgusting on the bar, and everything was gross. It was filthy. I was like, oh, yeah, that's not what I thought.
Well, that is the San Diego Comic-Con recap. Not too many movies.
What?
Not too many movies. I don't know what that was. Not too many movies.
I don't either.
Okay, not too many movies at the Comic-Con this year as there usually is, but still.
We'll be there next year.
No, that would be great.
That would be sick.
Gotta go get packed. But yeah, not as many movies, but sure a lot of news to come out of it. As well as other news outside of the Comic-Con world. So it was great to recap it with my co-hosts here, and see us next week for our potential Quentin Tarantino Once Upon a Time in Hollywood review and discussion.
Oh yeah, you'll see that. That's happening.
Yes, it's definitely happening. And everything else on the channel and on the Instagram at The Daily Cinema. Go follow for news, trailers, reviews, everything in the movie world. And I will see you guys in the next one.
I'm going to eat popcorn at that movie.
In the next one.